I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just young downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought.
I can tell you that 7 years after Freddie Gray, that was 2015, spring, April, May. This is 2022. Communities like Sandtown, all we saw then and now in terms of investment was a renovated Western District Police Station and a new funeral home. That's what West Baltimore got. A new police station and a new funeral home. What kind of optics are they? Was Freddie Gray any different than 1968 Baltimore riots? Dr. King's passing, killing, murder? This is the same?
No, it wasn't. I mean, I think, well, first of all, people who are being violent and burning, that's, all that's the same. But the point is what was the cause and what were they attempting to register?
I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns.
I love you.
They deserve an ounce. It's
got next. And I'll be up.
It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns.
First name's Doni, last name's Glover. In it to win it for the long haul, baby. I hope that you are well. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right. Quandra Gaines. She's on Wednesday nights here on BlackUSA.News. Quandra has a show, Political Cipher. And she's bringing on guests from around the state of Maryland and beyond to discuss politics. Speaking of politics, I was over at the White House yesterday. I got a chance to meet the White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre. Bonjour to you, Karine. Keep up the great work. I told a woman yesterday that I met Karine, and she asked me, well, what's the significance? I'm like, huh? Karine is the first Black person in that position and the first openly LGBTQ person in that position. So for the first Black press secretary and the publisher of Be More News to me, is that really a question of how significant that is? Many thank you to our sponsors, including Mr. Billy Murphy. Some wonderful attorneys down there, Malcolm Ruff. As a matter of fact, on the way to DC, I got a chance to sit with a member of Murphy, Falcon, and Murphy and catch up on some politics and business and law. Big ups to Mr. Wes Moore. You are what? 38 days away. Happy birthday to my ex-wife. I don't want no stuff. Happy birthday, Nikki. Tasmia, let me tell you about this. Look at this announcement here. Tasmia is coming to Baltimore. Tasmia does the, good morning, Mr. Michael Haney. Tasmia does the Saturday morning show. Good morning, Erica Morgan. Some of you may have gotten a Facebook request from me. It was from me. And I won't write this. So you're going to get the explanation right now. This request is from my original account. And I haven't talked to you in 2 years. 2.5 years. And I don't think I need to say much more. But this is my original account. Yes, it's me who sent the request. And yeah, just click yes and let's keep it moving. Do check out Mr. Michael Haney's show. Oh my God. Let me tell you about Mr. Michael Haney. Elaine, good morning. Mr. Michael Haney does a show, 60 Minutes in Black America, on Sunday evenings. And as if that's not enough, he comes back on Monday morning with Wake Up Baltimore. And this show is really booming. The only question, hey, Mike Randolph, I hope obviously you're okay down there in Tampa. Mr. Haney does Good Morning, what's it called? Wake Up Baltimore. And one of these shows just went viral. So do check out Mr. Michael Haney on Sunday nights, 6 p.m. and then on Monday mornings. And he's on from 7 to 8:30. I had somebody call me about 6:30 this morning, an otherwise well-known community leader. And I didn't answer the phone. More so than angry, I just wondered, who does this? Who calls somebody at 6:30 in the morning? Clearly, this person is too busy to call during normal hours. Clearly, they are too busy doing something else. And it's okay to call me at 6:30. Don't call me at no damn 6:30, okay? Because now your number blocked. I said it. Call somebody 6. I would not call, unless it's an emergency. Well, Quandra, since you are Quandra, I'm going to be on Mike's Wake Up Baltimore show. Well, that's teamwork. And that's us working together. Let me tell you this. Let me share this with you. This network, blackusa.news, we started in December 2020. Probably was bored that they took my Facebook page. They inferred that I was some type of racist. Meanwhile, Donald Trump causing an insurrection and storming the Capitol, but Donnie Glover is a racist. You better watch Donnie Glover. I tell you, if it ain't the salt calling the sugar white. I'm a racist. What the hell is Donald Trump? Security provided by Pharaoh, the German Shepherd. Typically, when my dog is barking, that means somebody's walking past our house too slow. I don't know if they got some heroin up in them or if they stumbling looking at their phone, but if they take too long to cross my house, Mr. Pharaoh will give them, remember in junior high school, up Lamel, they would give you a deficiency. Hey, that's what he's trying to tell you. Speed it up. Ain't that right? You want to do a cameo appearance? He did a cameo appearance on WEAA last night. Yes, he did. Bless his heart. I used to worry like, oh, they're gonna hear the dog, like they ain't heard the dog before. Let me tell you something else. I'm out walking my German Shepherd, and people be like 3 blocks away. Ah, it's a German Shepherd. Why don't you feel that way about the man selling dope in front of your house? I'm just wondering. You see a German Shepherd 3 blocks away. Oh, I'm scared of German Shepherds. I was bit by a dog. But what about that 6-foot dogs standing on your front selling dope in front of your house? Do you see him? You got to stand up for your community. Yes, I remember the Dawson family. Tragic. I was there at that funeral. Matter of fact, I took the picture, and the picture went into the Final Call newspaper. I miss the humor. The Dawson family, 5 people got killed at one time for standing up for hey, you're not selling dope on my front. And here's a question for the drug dealers. Since it's okay to sell in front of somebody else's door, why don't you sell it in front of your door? Why don't you dirty up your neighborhood and bring addicts to where you live? And if you live in Randallstown, I don't give a rat's bottom. So they live in Randallstown. I remember having this short conversation with Vicki Allman when she was running for Baltimore County Executive. That was the race in which Johnny Olszewski won the county exec race by 17 votes. By the way, Be More News did an event for him the Sunday before. He was in third place. We did an event the Sunday before the election. Had 30 people out of Collins when they were in Randallstown. And Johnny Olszewski won by 17 votes. Kwesi Mfume won his first election by 6 votes. Different people have different accounts. Some say 8, some say 4. I remember 6. Every vote does count. Every vote does matter. But Vicki Allman, she said out of her mouth, we don't want Baltimore County to be like Baltimore City. I said, Vicki, do you know that many of the drug dealers in Baltimore City live in Baltimore County? There's this notion, it's always easier to point the finger. I don't care who you are. Supervisor, the teacher, the person down the street, the president, the mayor, the governor. It is always the news media. Amen. It is always easier to point the finger and talk about you than it is to talk about me and my dusty ass. Easier. Easier to talk about you because that requires no accountability. But to talk about myself, to talk about my issues, it always takes me back to what many of our moms told us as a kid. Listen, you're not better than anybody else, but also nobody is better than you. And the point that our mothers were trying, the point that they were trying to make is, look, I raised you to be a decent person, not look down your nose at anybody. I talk about homeless people all the time because I live around in the midst of homelessness. I see people sleeping any and every damn way. Some places are just damn appropriate. Crashing on a school where kids go to school, and that's where your homeless camp is going to be. No. Hell no. Double hell to the no. Now, I'm not going to do anything to help people, but some people go too far and they take things too far. A person that has a tent up does not want a home. If they wanted a home, they wouldn't be in the damn tent, is my general observation in Baltimore. They want to get high and they don't want to be accountable. And nobody wants them to live with them. And that's why they living in the damn tent, because they won't stop getting high. You can't stop somebody from getting high. They gotta want it. And until that person wants it, you can build them everything and anything you want, but they only gonna piss it away. And if I'm lying, I'm dying, and I ain't trying. Went past, where was I yesterday? Because, you know, all up and down 83, ain't no telling what you might see. I think I was on MLK. And it was just a hidden, 2-3 tents hidden away from everything else. That means people living outside in all kinds of weather. They go panhandle on the corner, collect the change, go to the dope man, and repeat the cycle. I was in Portland, Oregon. I saw more homeless people than you ever seen in your life. Most of whom were white, with the backpacks, just like we see in Baltimore City. Like, what the hell is the backpack for? What's in the backpack, Jack? I don't know. But when I catch you in my alley shooting dope, it's not very hard for me to figure out what's in the backpack. And then the dropping of needles. When did this become the thing to do? What type of miscreant behavior is this? And where is your mother and father? Who drops needles on a playground? I don't care how high you get. I don't care how much heroin you need, how much coke you need. There's no reason for you to drop a damn needle on a playground where kids play. That's just a rotten ass bastard. Period. End of story. One man over here on the field, he'd have put the wrong heroin up in him and he done crapped on himself. So he's just gonna lay there in the park with his pants down with a pile of crap behind him. And I'm saying, man, this is broad daylight. Oh, yeah, I know, man, I know. My bowels broke. I'm gonna get it together. Is getting high worth all this? I mean, seriously, I hear a lot of people defending this stuff. Is it worth it? What if I'm talking to the person getting high? Is it worth it that much? We're destroying relationships. Our kids don't want to see us. Our grandparents, nobody want to see us. They feel disgusted when they see us. I mean, right now at the Avenue Market, there should be a task force. There should be mental health vans. There should be needle exchange. There should be a 24-hour, 12-step meeting going on right there at the corner of Pennsylvania and Lawrence. And for you drug dealers, I know you're making money. I get that. I know you're making money. Make your money. Make all the money you can. But all the money in the world is not going to stop karma from visiting your ass. And I say that from the bottom of my heart. All the money in the world, all the king's horses and all the king's men will not stop karma from knocking on your door. You got all the girls, all the houses, all the cars, and all the money. But one day, all of that will not stop the ass whipping that karma has coming for you. Facts. 1 minute you up and down, next minute, we done seen that thing go 180. We've seen the 180. We've seen the 180. We've seen how everything, look at Donald Trump. He's like a drug dealer. He is a drug dealer. Not much better. He's a race dealer, a race peddler. Karma. And that New York Attorney General going to visit him too. I don't know if they'll lock him up because I know he will try everything possible to avoid being accountable like grown people have to do. Ain't that what they tell the brother when they send him up the river for 20, 30, 40 years? This is the law of the land. Them judges don't blink when they give a black man 30, 40 years. Or a black woman, because black women are the fastest growing demographic. They don't blink. And that's the same way I want him to give it to Trump. 40 years. Next. That's how it should go. How you like it? Donald Trump, you are sentenced to 40 years in prison, hard labor. Next. Bailiff, come get him. Take his dusty ass wife with him too. Because all of them complicit. The children too. Adam's family looking some of them are gun. I did not say what Bernie Mac said. Okay, what else is going on? Yeah. I would go visit Donald Trump. I just go just to look at him. Like, remember how they did them black kids in Belgium? They had our black children in a zoo. That's why I share a lot of these black history facts. And that's all I was sharing that apparently got my page blocked. Sharing black history facts. So what? I'm a critical race theory. I'm a victim of that. And let me tell you something else. 1619. Black people were here long before 1619. I don't know where. I guess they get that from the British. But the Spanish were here in 1525. That's why you got to pick up a copy of my book. So when they go talking about the 1619 project, I don't know. At Morehouse, they just taught us to use our brain as critical thinkers. We were here before some damn 1619. Are you kidding me? Go look up the Gullah Islands. Where did them black people come from? How did the Gullah Islands get started? Got started because some moron who wanted to enslave somebody else. I see all of these cooking shows today, you know, with all due respect. You know, I see different white chefs. I'm like, oh, now y'all can cook. Because I remember black people doing all the cooking. Because every story, every historical reference I ever saw, you wasn't cooking jack. But I'm glad you can cook now. The black people did all the damn cooking. Just like, how can you be a racist? I seriously want to ask one of them Klansmen this. How can you be a racist when your ancestors drank milk from a black woman's breast? You are what you eat, dummy. Explain that to me. You a racist, but you drinking that black woman's milk. Look how stupid all y'all saying. Oh, they make me sick. Donald Trump and his retarded ass self. This Sunday on 60 Minutes in Black America, we will be talking about wrongly incarcerated black people. Appearing will be Trey Jones, recently released after 37 years for a crime he didn't commit. Welcome home, Trey Jones. Welcome home to all of the people who were wrongly convicted and did time. That should be a very interesting show, 60 Minutes in Black America, Mr. Michael Haney. Great job, Michael Haney. Very proud of Mr. Michael Haney. We battle every day like brothers, but Mr. Michael Haney has been a godsend and a blessing to this network. You talk about somebody that stays, he's always holding me to task, but like a good little brother, I'm always trying to knock his head off too. Okay, I want Donald Trump to serve time, but also want him to serve its serving program that provides services to black people. I think he should work on the AIDS ward at the prison. How about that, Quandra? We developing a sentence for Donald Trump. Don't they develop, don't they codify treatment modalities for us? Yeah, I think, Quandra, that Donald Trump needs to be humbled. He needs to be around. Well, see, the people on the AIDS ward, that's just too good for him. I don't know that that's harsh enough. I don't know. I don't know that that's harsh enough for Donald Trump. Where would you want him to serve? Public execution? No. I don't like that. They'll let him get out of being held accountable. They're not going to execute him. Okay. I mean, never say never. Do you want to kill him? I want to play pin the tail on the donkey for like 50 years. Quandra said yes. We have to be careful, as they wrote in Pedagogy of the Oppressed, to not take on the mentality of those who kidnapped us. Now, I want to say there are two people responsible for that whole thing of Africans in America. Greedy ass African kings. Actually, three. White people sold us, and also Arabs who sold us. So when we go pointing the finger at black people, part of it comes right back at us. We got sold out. And that's the beauty of when African Americans can go back to Africa. But again, it depends on what storyline. Because again, there were black people in America long before the European ever got here. I've shared with you on this show about Luzia. Luzia, her bones are 12,000 years old, found in a cave in Brazil. Big-headed black woman. You know, a lot of them Brazilians got them rounded heads, you know, right up front. You want him to serve in East Baltimore. I don't know that I want my children in East Baltimore exposed to such a derelict, diabolical. I mean, when I think of Donald Trump, I think of Silence of the Lambs. I think he should be put somewhere where he can't. I think he should be put in a cell where he has to listen to his own dumbass speeches. That let him listen to himself forever, for the rest of his life. Let him listen and see what he has said to people. And then put him out there in Gen Pop. Put him in the general population. Because my cousin Bubba want to talk to him. We already got that discussed. Just let Bubba talk to him. Not long. Maybe 5, 6 years. Let Bubba talk to him. But enough of that. We're going to think some positive thoughts. I wanted to share how beautiful, you know, and I got to tell you, for the past week, I've not watched news. I've not watched news because I've just not been, what's there to listen to? You know how you hear so much negativity? I can't take it anymore. I don't want to hear the news. It's depressing. I'd rather talk about Michael Haney and the wonderful work that Quandra is doing. I'd rather hear from Kester and Howard and Erica. I'd rather see what you guys are doing. How it feels. Home run king. James, I'd rather talk about James Mosier baseball. Oldest black little league in the country, of which I was a member. We had no idea as kids that we were playing for the oldest black little league in the country. All we knew was they had cold shoulders, and people like Howard Fields were likely to hit the ball over the fence. See, I was a little cat. I wasn't, you know, still ain't, you know, biggest guy in the room, physically, that is. But we learned so much of James Mosier. One of the most important lessons I learned was how to lose. Don't spit in your hand when you go to shake the other team's hand. You're better than that. You have more character than that. I guess I was about 10, 11 years old. Coach Charlie Hughes put his foot so far up my hind parts, I never did it again. Lose like a man. Don't spit in your hand when you go to shake the other team's hand. That's a poor loser. It took me a lifetime to understand. I mean, you understand the lesson, but over life, you understand just how important that is. We don't go out like that. My first trip to the White House, I've been there about 40 times. Someone was giving me advice on what to wear. I already knew what I was wearing. I'm wearing my best. I'm going to represent my ancestors, my family, my mother and my grandmother. We won't have the best on. When you come back home, hang it up. But during my first visit, I remember seeing a young white lady camera girl, a white camera lady. Because you know us, generally speaking, black people want to look good, always, especially for special events. That just comes with the program. That's how we were raised. You may have one suit, but when you go to church, that suit can be popping. And when you get home, take it off, hang it up. You can mess with a lot of things, don't mess with the clothes. Anyway, this white camera lady had on flip-flops. Kind of like the first time I saw Mackenzie Frost in public, saw them toes. We come up here running up on me trying to ask me a bunch of questions. You need a pedicure. The white camera lady had on flip-flops at the White House. I couldn't believe it. That's the long story short. She had on flip-flops and didn't think it was inappropriate. Looked nasty. If I ever saw a sister at the White House with flip-flops on, I would die. Where's your Eddie? Where's your self-respect at the White House with flip-flops on? What brand of stupid is that? All right, the beautiful woman of East Baltimore was straightening him out. Or the women of East Baltimore. No, Donald Trump, he really need an ass whipping. That's what it, Donald Trump needs an ass whipping. I said it. Somebody should whip his ass. And we don't care who does it. Secret Service, I think the Secret Service guy that he assaulted, he might be a prime candidate to whip. Just whip his ass. Sad to say, but the only thing a bully understands is ass whipping. Generally speaking, if they can't curb that behavior, yeah, the people in East Baltimore know exactly what to give Donald Trump. Gracefully, huh? How it feels. In the name of Jesus, whip his ass. Okay, I said it. That's why we are who we are today, ingrained in our character. And that's a big part of James Mosier. People like Mr. Meacham, my coach Charlie Hughes, Mr. Neal, he's still there. Mr. White is still there. So many have gone on. Ike White has gone on. Mr. Barrett. But these men, and big ups to the women behind them who we never saw. But these men coached us. They volunteered. They brought us cold sodas. All the women, and it wasn't even about the trophies because the trophies were only that damn big. That's why I give out big trophies now. James Mosier did scar me how it feels. I mean, the All-Star trophy was that big. Come on, man. Stop playing. Stop playing. Took me 3-4 years to get this little damn Army, man. But, hey, it was better than nothing. And what we gained was so much more than that little trophy. We gained memories, respect, relationships, friends for life. How it feels, knowing me since I was a little boy. Over 47 years. All you wanted was to get in the game. How big guy, he always was in the game. Some of us had to ride the bench for some innings. You got 2 innings. If you were sorry, I was sorry. You will get 2 innings, they're gonna stick you in left field. And your whole aim in life is to not get any splinters. But all the while you're learning. I think I rode the bench for 3 years. I didn't know baseball, but those were the most important years. Those are where you're learning the fundamentals. And you can apply baseball to anything in life. The fundamentals. You don't catch the ball with one hand, you catch the ball with 2 hands. You have double the chance of catching the ball, blocking your face from getting a busted head. Superstars might go like that, but they practice like that. Deion Sanders, fundamental guy. All about the fundamentals, baseball, football, whatever, the fundamentals. You're a basketball player. You got to know how to dribble. You have to know how to protect the ball. You cannot let the other guy get it. So when I finally got into playing Okay, Howard, when I finally got into playing, got on the field, you have learned for 2, 3 years from people like Howard. They moved on, they graduated. Now you move up and it's your turn to deliver. Everybody get a chance at bat. May take longer for some than others, and some never ever mature. Now I did hit the fence. I never hit it over the fence, but I did hit the fence one day. And I did finally make the All-Stars my 4th and 5th year. Michael Singletary puts this blatant lie that he hit a triple off of me. Really? He can't even spell triple. But in any event, we had some wonderful days. And the real most important part is passing it on and making sure future generations. But as you know, fewer and fewer Black people are playing baseball. Black people have actually been priced out of the game. That's why you don't see baseball. Blacks have been priced out of the game because we dominate anything we get into. The only way they can block us, they, from participating in Major League Sports is to price us out and then send all of the money to the Dominican Republic so they can buy $400 aluminum bats. One bat for Little League, $400. And Black people ain't gonna kick out that kind of money, generally speaking. Oh, yeah. I thought you left, Howard. And those shoes as well. Brother Leroy. James Mosier Baseball. Big ups to James Mosier Baseball and all. You caught a ball in the glove with 2 hands. Yes, you were trained to learn to catch the ball with 2 hands. That's fundamental baseball. Yes, absolutely. You weren't? That's why we were James Mosier, #1 in the country. Yeah, repetition is the key. Repetition is key. The lesson is discipline. Yes, you can go off and catch with 1 hand, and eventually you will be doing some Deion Sanders, but you need to learn the fundamentals. That's how you don't train a little kid to be some superstar because he's missing the whole point. You want discipline, and that's the problem. We give too many of these damn athletes this pass, this privilege. You kill somebody, but here's a superstar athlete. You ain't got to go to prison. Yes, your ass do. Like anybody else. Stop giving people that privileged mentality. See, in China, in communist countries, theoretically, everybody on the same page. See, for real, the athlete is not more important than the teacher. We don't care about the athlete. I personally don't. If you can't make the grades, you won't be playing on my team because we're not producing dumbass athletes. We're producing scholar athletes. I don't care how fast you can run the ball. I want to know, do you take care of your mama? Are you going to be a responsible husband? Are you going to take care of your children? Not can you buy your mama a big house. Mama might not need no big house. She might just need a basic little apartment. But we take on all of these exorbitant fees, trying to live like somebody we don't even like. To impress whom, I don't know. Many of these athletes are broke at 30, trying to please everybody. One thing I've learned, Bill Cosby said it best. He don't know that he said he didn't know the key to success. But the key to failure is trying to please everybody. You cannot please everybody. Stop trying. Cut your damn phone off. They'll be all right. A woman looked at me like I was crazy. Yeah, cut your damn phone off. Cut it off. Go do something else. Watch people in D.C. and Baltimore on the subway, especially Baltimore. Because D.C., you can actually get a signal on their train. Baltimore got the one-trick pony subway, the dumbest damn subway in the history of transportation. And then somebody want to come along and try to make it right. No, dummy, you messed up from the beginning. You got one train to go from there, and I know how to get off of this. But people underground, they playing on their phone. I know. And they playing the little games. But we got to be doing our homework. We got to have our kids doing our homework with the same level of tenacity that we play these games. Playing too many damn games. That's the problem. Can't nobody count. Can't nobody sign their name. I mean, the dummying down of education. Black people, stop going for it. Stop telling these kids they can't do the work. Riding 3 deep, popping wheelies, one hand up Pennsylvania Avenue. I know damn well you can do the work. Because you get over to jail, and now you talking about I got my GED. Well, get it now. You really have to go to jail to get your damn education. Do you really? Are you going to sit there and tell me that? Bruh, really? Sister, you couldn't learn on your own. You had to have somebody standing over top of you, tell you what time to get up and go to sleep in order for you to get your education. Really? That sounds diabolically stupid. Kids out here rip racing, running the street, cussing people out. You let one of them little 5-year-olds come cussing at me. Get your children. You out here rip racing and running the streets. Children off the damn hook, but you fly. You're a dumbass. You fly. Meanwhile, your kid is on his way to the penitentiary. And God knows who is watching these kids. All kinds of pedophiles and freaks out here. But your kid just rip racing, running willy-nilly. And you could care less. Some people should not have children. I said it. Can't hang up, huh? All right, we'll get about. I play softball, lacrosse, volleyball, rugby, so I learned how to catch with one hand. Okay, well, let me tell you something. If you played third base at James Mosher like I did and trying to be like Pete Rose, you'd have them 2 damn hands up because you ain't trying to get that ball coming down the pipeline that fast and get busted in the nose like Freddie. Freddie was our first third baseman, and he caught one right in the nose. And I saw that. I was like, whoa, I never, ever want to get hit in the nose. I was short of third baseman, Freddie, big, tall guy. But I'll never forget that. He was the one player in all of my 5 years that I saw get hit dead in the nose. Blood was coming down. Took his eye off the ball. You on third base, you got to watch. You watching everything like child support. My name's Donnie Glover. Let me get up out of here. It's been a beautiful week. Special thank you to Dr. Tyrone Taborn and the whole metaverse. Many thanks to STEMCityUSA.com. Do check him out. That's Dr. Tyrone Taborn. You need an attorney, especially a business attorney, one that knows the ins and outs of Baltimore City. Do check out Mr. Robert DeShield. This newspaper here, I'm actually a fan. I was the first editor of the Northwest Voice that services Randallstown, Catonsville, Owens Mills, Pikesville, did I say Reisterstown? Northwest Baltimore County. The Northwest Voice newspaper by Mr. Kenny Brown, my big brother from another mother. And do be sure to pick up a copy of our books. Check out our websites. Like and share this broadcast. These are my books. I Am Black Wall Street and Unapologetically Black. Donnie Glover standing in front of the White House. Praise the Lord. And again, special thank you to Erica Lowe, who works in the White House press office, and she makes sure that the Black press is present, particularly at events like yesterday. They were giving a White House tour to members of the Congressional Black Caucus. You know, this is Black Caucus Week. I gotta say though, I wasn't Elijah Cummings' biggest fan, but when the Black Caucus week went down, everybody went to Elijah Cummings' party. I don't hear nothing about no parties no more. Everybody would talk about Elijah Cummings' party. I don't hear nobody talking about it now. Why? COVID? Okay. I think that's enough for today. My name's Donnie Glover. Hug your neighbors. Look out for your seniors. Spend some time with the little ones. If you raise your children, you can spoil your grandchildren. If you spoil your children, you will raise your grandchildren. My name's Donnie Glover. Good morning, world.